We are at Portland Classical Chinese Garden, one of the gems in Portland, I think. With me is Director of Horticulture, Jodi Gurtov. Jodi,
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This garden has evolved so much in 6.5 years.
She's really grown.
And I remember coming here when it was, before it was open, 2 different weekends planting.
I remember that.
So it's kind of fun to see some of the things I can say, I planted that.
Yes,
That's
they've
very
grown.
nice. But let's talk about some of the plants that are here, because this is a garden show. We like to let people know about plants.
Oh, yeah.
Right over here?
That's Chinese fringe flower, and we call it the People's Choice plant here. It's got a lot of wonderful qualities. It earns that name. It's evergreen to begin with, so you get that lovely sort of purple-green foliage all the way through the winter. Then, of course, in the spring, you've got this just banner of deep pink flowers. And they go on for about a month, I'd say. It is a relative of witch hazel, as the name would imply.
Okay. And I think it grows naturally the way it grows here,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
got a
kinda
real
nice.
soft, arching, graceful sort of form, which we appreciated as an Asian garden plant.
Right,
Yeah,
all right.
in that garden.
The magnolia right here.
Yeah, this
Wow.
is the grandmother of all magnolias for us. She's a beauty, and we think that we've nailed this as Anne. That's one of 8 hybrids that were developed at the U.S. National Arboretum. Beautiful thing. We think probably 50 to 60 years old.
Wow. And
Judging
that was
by
donated
the size.
to
This
the
was
garden?
donated at the initial construction for the garden.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'd say we're on peak right now?
Yeah,
Close
it's
to
peaking,
peak.
but the fun thing about this is we'll get little random blooms all the way through the summer and into fall. Yeah, so it's constantly blooming,
Okay.
putting on a little bit.
And right here, we don't often see this form.
Yeah, you don't. That's Caria japonica, which is really a common garden plant in older Portland gardens, but this is a single flowering form, much simpler than what we're used to seeing. And it's just a rush of gold in the spring, sort of cane-like form on that,
Right.
but arching as it gets longer.
Beautiful.
Lovely plant.
And Jodi, I think as I'm looking off to my left here, I mean, talk about the views and vistas here. I mean, no matter where you look, you see something
Yeah, and that was
worthwhile.
very intentional.
Today, actually, at the garden, you have some special events going on.
Yes, we do, in honor of Qingming, which is a Chinese spring festival. We're having a fish release for children. In other words, we're releasing abundance and goodwill in honor
So it's
of
not
this
just
festival.
fish release.
Not
it's-
just
it's
fish release.
more.
That's a little too sterile.
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
And
It's
that's at
fun for
11 o'clock
kids.
today.
11 to 3 o'clock, yeah. And we've got some little fry that are coming in, and the kids can get themselves a little baggie with fish in it. And they go up to the edge of the pond, and we'll help them release it.
All
It's
right.
a lot of fun.
And I think to let people know is that I am doing my radio from here now
Yes.
as this show is being aired, which is fun. So I'll be able to be part of that. And then kites.
Kites is another thing that we're doing for kids. It's their activity. And they get some little pictures of frogs and whatnot, and they go ahead and color them in, and then we'll guide them into making kites. that
Very
they can
fun.
fly.
All right.
Yeah.
Jack in the pulpit.
One of my favorites. Yeah, he's great. Really, look at those purple-black stems.
Right.
Against the corydalus in the background with the purple flowers. That's just a stunner.
And that cordylis is which one?
That's blackberry wine.
All right.
Yeah, that's a real hummer.
Really nice.
Real good producer.
Very, very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And as we go along here, a couple things. First of all, I mean, I love the pathway to begin
Yeah,
with.
me
That's
too.
pretty
That's
special.
special,
But
yeah.
some of my favorite plants are bamboos, and you said there's 3 different ones in here?
Yeah, we've got 3, which is a surprise to most people who visit this stand. We've got gold canes with green stripes, and then we've got green canes with gold stripes. So direct inverse to one another, which
So
is
those
great.
are 2 different bamboos?
Yes, they're
Okay.
2 different bamboos. And then below we've got a ground cover type of bamboo that really tolerates lots of shade. That's why the leaves are so long and wide to accept more light. And it's very well behaved as bamboo goes, I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, wonderful combination here though.
Oh, great combination. Yes, very, very nice. All right, and as we go along here, I want to mention the white flowers over there.
Yeah, that's Bergenia, and we do see lots of Bergenia in our gardens in the Northwest and other places, but this is special because it's got those beautiful white flowers, very, very large, considering what we're used to seeing.
Right.
And they're white, which I love, and held very high and erect on the stems.
Okay. That rhododendron, wow.
Lots of comments on that. It looks like cake decorations to me,
Yes,
but that's
yeah.
Rhododendron callophytum.
Wonderful. And then finally, let's end with this camellia, which is?
Silver waves.
Silver wave.
Silver
Wow.
waves, a real long bloomer. This started about 6 weeks ago, and as you can see, it's still putting out buds there. So I would guess that we've probably got another 3 to 4 weeks with this fellow.
Okay.
Real dependable.
Well, Jodi, it's always fun to be here. Always something new to see no matter what time of year.
Well, thank you.
So we'll be back again.
I hope so.
For a complete listing of all the plants you've seen and the places we've been, go to mikedarcy.com.
There are hundreds of great reasons to visit Farmington Gardens.
I'm a year-round gardener, so I always want to come and find something new.
Farmington Gardens will help you create the garden of your dreams.
And so when I come to Farmington Gardens, they have something every season of the year.
Ideas and imagination grow at Farmington Gardens too.
I like to come here just on a nice day and wander around. When it's early spring and you can't really do any gardening outside, you can come down here and just dream.
Just a short drive out Farmington Road in Aloha. Farmington Gardens, we're growing for you.
Slugs are a real problem in Northwest gardens, and if you garden you probably know that. This is a clump of daylilies that I was dividing, and unfortunately I had not put any bait down. You can see the damage that the slugs have done to this plant. For me, the choice that I use in my own garden is Corey's Meal. I like it, and always read and follow label directions, but you just want to put it lightly around the plants on damp soil. So evening is an ideal time. If you prefer not to use meal, there are pellets, and there's also Corey's Deadline. Look for the meta label on all Corey's products. It's always a delight to visit the Portland Classical Chinese Garden. One of the things I like seeing is how they do wrap their bananas. There's insulation underneath this burlap, and when you do this, when the new growth begins, it comes from the very top rather than from the bottom as mine are going to this year. Don't forget, I do have a radio show on KXL, 750 on the AM dial every Saturday morning from 9 to noon. This particular show on Comcast repeats again at 6 p.m. Thursday evening, or you can watch it online, MikeDarcy.com. At your leisure, you can go there and click on and watch any of the segments you like. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.